Hello there everyone and welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be going through the patch notes for tomorrow's Roger Roger update. So obviously tomorrow we're getting the Venator and Dreadnought in Heroes versus Villains as two new maps, which is really good to see. Capital ship interior changes as well. Obviously I'm going to go over this briefly, but once you breach the capital ship you only have 5 minutes to destroy it. If you complete the first objective you get another 5 minutes to complete the second objective. If you fail, then you go back down, and if you go back up to that ship, then you start again from where you left off in the last attempt. So that's really good. There's going to be a timer of it instead. Also, the ground phase changes from, instead of going up by tickets, it's as a percentage. So it'll kind of be like what it's going to be in the PvP mode or like instant action. It goes up as a percentage of how much you need to take. So that'll be quite useful to know. The contextual spawning as well is coming, so we're going to be able to go and capture command post. If you take that command post, then you get to spawn onto it, which is really good as well. Obviously there are certain things, if it's contested you can still spawn on it, but you spawn a bit further away so you can get back to the action anyway, and if it's neutral or under enemy control you cannot spawn it, simple as that. The main thing though is the droid appearances and the passive health on kill cards, which the droid appearances for me are the biggest thing. So obviously we get this pilot appearance on all four classes, of course: assault, heavy, officer, specialist. Here we see the pilot for the officer class, obviously with the default droid weapon. We see the jungle camo with the specialist, and we get the assault training droid. Something I have noticed as well is since last week's CT, in this release note, the droid skin is a lot brighter. So here we have the droid skin from last week's CT. Obviously the green is a lot darker, and then we go to today and it's like a hell of a lot brighter. I think that's probably going to be something to make it stand out a bit more, make it a bit easier to see on, especially things like Kashyyyk. But also I just feel like it looks a lot better anyway. I felt like I was a little bit underwhelmed with the kind of jungle camo anyway to start with. I mean, it was great to see something different anyway, but that kind of green, it's not really for me. But having changed back to this brighter thing, I really like this. I think it stands out a bit better and it just looks a lot cooler anyway. So good change on that one anyway. But that's coming tomorrow. The pilot and jungle skins are going to be 5,000 credits each. So as crystals, I think it's only like 100 maybe. So very, very small amount required for them. And the training obviously does a lot more for the skin, and that's going to be 20,000 per skin as opposed to the 5,000 here. So overall it's going to cost you 1,200 credits for tomorrow's update. I normally do a whole video on this, but we didn't really get any information for it, not even in this release notes at all really, apart from, you know, the odd information from the game changers that they've already done videos on it. So quick 1,200 credit crystals altogether tomorrow. Obviously that's all dropping then. So getting further on into the release notes, we have the new content, which we've already mentioned before. But certain features, obviously the Republic's Cat Cruiser and Separatist Dreadnought are now playable in Heroes vs Villains, and we get the three droid skins along with all these other quality of life changes, passive health on kill cards, and much more. So quality of life has timers added to the capital ship phase, yet replace the ticket counter, giving players a limited amount of time to destroy it before the action returns to the ground. Obviously I feel like this is a lot better. It's an improvement for sure. I feel like, you know, it's not so much of a challenge, but at the same time, with the changes going on with the map, it could be. We'll have to wait and see how it plays. And obviously contextual spawning as well, which allows us to spawn onto command posts. So there are some hero changes as well. All heroes except for boss can now have passive health on kill card, of course. If your hero defeats a standard trooper, it will be 20 health points, and if a hero defeats a fellow hero, then it will be 100 health. Another community request as well is that jump gravity and speed have been improved for Bosk, General Grievous and the BX Commando Droid. Obviously with Bosk and General Grievous they tend to go up quite slowly, but in videos from I think River Thames and Azatru maybe, they kind of shown it off where they jump a lot faster, which I think is a really good change. So I'm happy to see that. Something I don't know if it's been changed here, I don't know if it's mentioned further down or here, but Obi-Wan's animation for his defensive rush has also changed as well. I don't have any footage for this unfortunately, but we'll see it tomorrow anyway. Audio from cancellable emotes will continue to play unless uninterrupted by enemy abilities. And they've also, another big thing here as well, is they've actually added a UI bar indicator of enemies' heroes' stamina, which I think for hero encounters will be able to play a little bit more tactically and strategically when in terms of attacking a fellow player. But I feel like this has also been showcased as well in the PvP stuff we saw from, or the PvE even, from the Game Changers footage. So that'll be interesting to see. Hopefully it's not too obtrusive, but we'll just have to wait and see how it plays out tomorrow. Lightsabers no longer turn off when heroes are sprinting, only when they are toggled. Fix an issue where lightsaber heroes could lose their blocking stance when falling from small heights. Fix an issue where lightsaber heroes will be unable to block when being shot from above by an enemy with a blaster. Fix an issue where lightsaber hero to deal damage to blocking enemies who are standing behind them. Fix an issue where a lightsaber attack on a blocking lightsaber hero would occasionally not trigger VFX or sound effects. Interesting. And lastly, they fix an issue where lightsaber would occasionally not turn on when a hero goes into blocking or attacking mode after sprinting. So that's some good, little bug fixes and some changes to lightsaber heroes there. Very nice hero changes as well by the looks of it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And now basically all of these, well, the majority of these hero changes are just the health on kill cards going passive and the changes. I know a lot of people have done videos on these, so I don't really want to go into them too much. But with Boba Fett here, they fixed an issue where he would occasionally get stuck in a flying position after dodging while in the air. And of course his change kill card. Vader's got the new card when killing an enemy. Darth Vader gains some stamina back. Palpatine, each extra target hit by chain lightning will reduce its cooldown by 0.25 seconds to a maximum. This effect resets when Palpatine is defeated. Health on kill or shocking weakness. Iron versus Stun Droid also reveals enemies in a 25-meter radius to all allies for a short time. Fix an issue where the Berserking Tantrum star card would occasionally provide the hero with more stamina than stated on the star card. Darth Maul, again, he's now getting a star card as well. Health on kill passive, so he's going to be an absolute beast. But Furious Throw base damage has increased from 75 to 85 damage. Jeez. I mean, this is only really going to have a big impact on heroes more than anything. For troopers, for all troopers, this will still 2-hit them. Apart from the heavy, it will still 3-hit. Essentially it would 3-hit if you back forward, but obviously that's not necessarily going to be the case unless you get the officer buff. But that's interesting to see. I mean, I don't really feel like they needed to, but they've gone and done it anyway. Fixed an issue where Furious Throw could do double damage on its way back to player. Wait. Interesting. Okay, wait, so I guess when it's on its way back it will deal extra damage because perhaps it might have been a glitch where, because obviously if you're a lightsaber hero and you hit someone from behind you deal more damage, so that could be why that's talking about that there. Fixed issue where Darth Maul's chokehold would occasionally do no damage when used at the same time as Kylo Ren's freeze. Health on kill card for Grievous. General Grievous is now immune to pushes and staggers during Claw Rush. Excellent. Fixed an issue where General Grievous would occasionally get stuck in Claw Rush animation when performing the ability against moving or dying opponent. Fixed a spelling mistake on the description of Deadly Slash's star card. Oh no, that's lifesaver. That is a lifesaver. Fixed an issue where the speed of Count Dooku's animation whilst Duelist is active. Fixed an issue where Count Dooku's lightsaber could not be seen when the effects quality setting was set to low. Obviously a health on kill card being changed for Phasma. This is very good. Phasma's going to be a lot better and more viable option to play, which I'm really happy with. So every time Chewie deals a threshold damage of 200, he receives a 2% damage reduction to a maximum. Wow, okay, well it's only 2%, but that's a maximum as well, so obviously that will reset when he dies. Health on kill changed for Leia, Han there, Lando, Luke. Fixed an issue where Luke's repulse would occasionally not apply damage. Oh, thank God. I mean, they've said they've done that a couple times now, I'm pretty sure, so I'm kind of hoping it is actually fixed now, because they've said it a couple times before. It hasn't worked, so I'm really hoping they do this now this time. We'll see. We shall see. Yoda's going to be even more overpowered with him, obviously, health on kill, passive, obviously, used to be presence, but when the bonus health of presence depletes, it heals for some of the damage prevented, but its cooldown is increased by 13 seconds. Yikes. So quite a few changes. Obi-Wan improved Obi-Wan's dodge animation, fixed an issue where where blocking would occasionally stop working for Obi-Wan's defensive rush ability. Yeah, so it doesn't mention it at all here that his animation got changed, but it has done. Anakin's health on kill card, yeah, obviously change. Visual cues have been added to heroic might so that enemies can now predict the AoE. Ooh. Okay, that'll be interesting. Finn's change and fixed an issue for boss where Predator Instinct's ability would not reveal the outline, would not outline all enemy players. Okay, I feel like I've probably noticed that, to be fair. I think I definitely have, so that's good. Obviously, yeah, Bosk is the only hero not to have passive health on kill. He always goes up to 600 health anyway, which is his maximum. And of course, he can get health back from throwing down his, what's it called? Dioctus Grenade anyway. So there's some game mode map changes as well. Capital Ship ground phase is now measured by percentage, like I said. Announcer voiceover audio has been added to Heroes vs Villains for HV. Don't really know what that was talking about, to be honest. I'll just have to wait and see. Map changes, various level art, VFX and lighting improvements have been done on the Attack Cruiser and Dreadnought to allow for improved gameplay during the Capital Ship phase on Capital Supremacy. Very good. Various collision fixes on the Dreadnought, Attack Cruiser, Pipeline Junction West, Jakku and Yavin 4. Good. Collision fixed that prevents Boba Fett from flying outside the map geometry on Endor and Hoth. Good. I did see a few videos of people exploiting that, but it wasn't like in a bad way necessarily. And there are now exploding geysers that have now been added to Pipeline Junction West Capital Supremacy. That'll be interesting to see, actually. I'm looking forward to that. It should be good. Changes to classes and special units. Various animation fixes for Trooper Victory poses. The Geonosis-based appearance of the B-Wall Bastard can now be equipped at will, meaning that will now be just an additional appearance. Basically, it's going to be free of charge, of course, but we can just wear that on Naboo, Kamino, whenever we want to, which is a nice change. They've also fixed an issue where enemies would occasionally stop being highlighted by scanning abilities after using them for a period of time. For the officer in particular, fixed an issue where officer's presence would gain unlimited points if an injured trooper leaves the circle and there was no one left inside it. Fixed an issue for the specialist where thermal binoculars would not highlight an enemy when their character is standing close to the object. I feel like I also might have experienced that, but that's kind of like subconsciously. Heavy Trooper's combat shield has been tweaked for easier visibility in bright environments. Very good. I think I saw something about the combat shield. Yeah, there we go. Done that. I'll read that in a second. Facing an issue where charging ready milestone would not track progress. I've had that like a lot. It just doesn't do anything. TX-130 could get stuck when sitting idle under an LAAT landing position on Capital Supremacy. Yikes. Fixed an issue where on the roll milestone would not track progress on the joy case rolling at maximum speed. Very nice. Okay, some general changes and known issues lastly up. So, in-game objects, objective icons have now been redesigned to be less obtrusive. Added prestige rank animation in end of round screens. Nice, I like it. Fixed an issue where the progression bar from a milestone on the front end menu would occasionally overlap with the text measuring progress. And the impact colour on combat shields across troopers and heroes now match the colour of the projectile hitting them. I can't really visualise that too much, but it'll be interesting to see how that is anyway. So yeah, I'm looking forward to testing it out tomorrow. Known issues though is that there could be an occurrence where General Grievous is still affected by pushes or staggers during Claw Rush if a related ability is used at the same time as he uses it. And with the increase in hit detection registration for lightsaber swings at various elevation, dodging can result in still getting hit on occasions. So obviously, yeah, this is the massive hitbox issue that everyone is having, especially on Heroes vs Villains, is a big problem. But yeah, they said they are working on further improvement on hitboxes in the future updates. Hopefully they can release a hotfix soon, or just they get this issue sorted as soon as possible, because for me and many others it's incredibly frustrating. But yeah, that's basically everything coming tomorrow. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and let me know what you're excited for tomorrow about the update. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching, and may the force be with you always.